All right, let's get right into it. We all know Kai Cenat, right? One of the biggest streamers on the entire planet. But what happens when someone who's at the absolute top of their game decides to jump into a brand new, kind of terrifying arena? Well, that's the story we're diving into today. So when Kai Cenat dropped a video called I Quit, you can imagine the internet pretty much exploded. But here's the twist. He wasn't quitting his career, not at all. He was quitting a mindset. He was quitting the fear that, in his own words, kept him super scared to step out that box and actually go after his other big dreams. And really, that's what this whole thing is all about. It's this conscious choice to leave a place where you're incredibly successful, you're comfortable, to chase something new, something with absolutely zero guarantees. What's so insightful here is that Kai figured out who the real enemy was. It wasn't about trying to break into the fashion industry, which is, notoriously tough. No, the first and hardest opponent he had to face was that voice inside his own head, the one that whispers all those doubts and fears before you even take the first step. So what did he actually quit? Well, he quit overthinking everything. He quit that paralyzing self-doubt and that constant fear of, what if I fail? He quit letting himself be defined by just one thing. And maybe the biggest one of all, he quit listening to those voices, inside and out, that tell you what you can't do. Look, you can't just talk about beating that inner voice, right? You've got to take action. And for Kai, that meant the world-famous expert had to become a complete and total beginner again. He had to become a humble apprentice. He didn't just, slap his name on a t-shirt and call it a day. He actually traveled to the heart of the fashion world. We're talking Italy and Japan to really immerse himself in the craft. He wanted to feel the fabrics, learn the techniques, and understand the history behind it all. It was all about authenticity, not just a quick paycheck. And this is where you see the real grind. Just take denim, for instance. He said making it was the longest, most meticulous process. From trying to cut patterns without a single slip-up, to the hours and hours of precise sewing, he learned firsthand that true quality takes an insane amount of patience. And this is so key. For him, it was never just about the finished product. It was about earning the right to even make it. He wanted a real, genuine connection to his work, to understand the soul of the clothes, not just how they looked. He knew he had to learn the craft before he could even start to think about the art. But, even with all that passion and hard work, that little voice of self-doubt can still sneak back in. So he did something really smart. He went looking for guidance from people who've walked these kinds of tough roads before. And the advice he got was amazing because it came from two totally different but equally crucial sources. On one hand, you have the legendary stylist Law Roach, who gave him that practical industry wisdom. Don't be afraid, know who you're talking to, and start small, build from there. But then, from his mother, he got that deep spiritual foundation. Remember your purpose. Know that you're inspiring people, and understand that this isn't just about you anymore. You absolutely need both. So you take all of this, that internal battle, the hands-on learning, the incredible mentorship, and it all comes together. It all solidifies into his brand and the philosophy at its very core. He calls the brand VVET. Now, the name itself comes from the Latin word VVET, which means he, she, or it will live forever. But the philosophy behind it, that's a direct reflection of his whole journey. It's about flat out refusing to be stuck in whatever box society or anyone else tries to put you in. And VVET is so much more than just clothing. The real goal is to build a community, a kind of hub for creators. He wants to show the entire process, the wins for sure, but also the doubts, the mistakes, all the messy parts. He's showing people that creativity isn't a straight line, and that is perfectly okay. And this is where the story comes full circle. After going on this huge, transformative journey, he came back to his community. And he didn't just have a product to sell. He had a powerful lesson to share. Think about it. At the Streamer Awards, standing in front of all his peers, he put it all out there. He used that huge platform to send a message. Don't let your job title be the only thing that defines you. He shared his own dream to basically give millions of people watching permission to go after theirs too. When you boil it all down, his journey proves something really important. Stepping out of your comfort zone, it isn't a distraction from what you've already built. It's not a betrayal of your success. It's an expansion. It's about adding new, incredible layers to who you are and what you're truly capable of. So that really just leaves us with one final thought. A question for you, really. Kai Cenat saw his box, and he made that terrifying but ultimately rewarding leap to step outside of it. So the question is, what's yours?